What is up, Fin Fam? We had a horrible outing, to say the least, right? Sunday, playing against the Carolina Panthers. Didn't look good. In fact, it looked horrible, right? I mean, not to start. To start, it looked great. Looked like the Miami Dolphins were going to walk away with this one pretty handily. It looked like the Miami Dolphins were in it to win it in the beginning. We hitting that link. We got the Discord dropped. Go ahead. Hop up in here to the Discord. Join us. We got lots and lots and lots to talk about this Miami Dolphins team. Tua is not the guy. Mike McDaniel looked like he wanted to cry. And it's time to say bye, bye, bye to the Miami Dolphins season. For anybody wondering how you join in to the conversation, can join with camera, with no camera, it doesn't matter. But to do that, first must be subscribed. Hopefully you're subscribed. And then you want to go and you want to join our Discord. You can find the link to the Discord pinned at the top of the chat. You just click on that. Join the Discord. And then once you are in the Discord, if you go over to the little hamburger menu, if you're on your computer, if you're on your phone, you got to hit the back arrow button in the top left corner to bring up a menu of channels. There you'll find a couple options. So if you're in your chat like this is what your chat looks like on the phone. You can go ahead. Oh, look, I already went into it. So if you look there, you can see here it says voice channels. That's where you want to go to join. And then hop on in. Let me hear your thoughts. How you feel about how the Miami Dolphins performed yesterday. Who should get fired first? Who does the first one to get fired need to be? You think it's Greer? Do you think it's Mike McDaniel? Do you think somehow we find a way to replace Ross? I don't know. I know something needs to change, and it needs to change from top to bottom. Some of these draft picks that Greer has picked through the years have been okay, but I think he's had more busts than he has had good picks. Do we need someone else as a GM with more of a football mind? Somebody who can run this team with a football mind, making wise choices and decisions for the future of this team, not putting the team in financial hell, cap hell, signing all the wrong players, not holding your ground, basically giving in to your coach, letting your coach pretty much sign the check. You need to sign this guy. We need to extend this guy. Greer, you should have held your ground when you first said no. Because you did. At first, you said no. But then you caved. And you signed him. Gave him the money. Now we're in cap hell. And then you gave Tyreek Hill some money. And this offense got figured out. That's no bueno. The Miami Dolphins have scored the least amount of points and had the most points scored against them in the AFC East. And the Jets are 0-5. If that tells you anything. The Miami Dolphins have only been able to put up 107 points through 5 games. And they have allowed their opponents to put up 145 points through 5 games. What are we even doing? Like, seriously. As a Miami Dolphins organization, what are we even doing? Like, honestly, the way that this team has been performing, I feel like we are the worst team in the NFL. No, maybe the record doesn't match that, because obviously the Jets have a worse record than we do. But if you look at the pieces on this team, we should be definitely we should be doing way better than we're doing right now. And we're not. It's been, how do you say, horrible, to say the least. We started our season allowing teams to put up 30 plus points, and we were creating, like, we were turning the ball over like we were scared of it. Then, we kind of get it together on a Monday night. We force a couple turnovers, and we squeak away a win. Doesn't look pretty. Just happens. And then Carolina, same thing. We play a clean game on offense. Start off hot, but then somehow just fizzles out. And these Dolphins, they lose. They run out of gas. That script that Mike McDaniel writes up, it ends, and they don't know what to do from there. They don't know where to go. Tua is not the guy to win us games. He's shown us time and time again he's not the guy to go out there and lead this team to a victory. Hell, we had the victory. All he had to do was go down the field and score a field goal. And we couldn't do that. Again, I mean, it's not all on Tua. There was all kinds of variables in this game that led to this loss. Penalties on the defensive side. Killer penalties on the defensive side. But we'll get into that. Like, we can't be making mistakes in all phases of the ball. And that's what's happening right now. That is exactly what is happening with the Miami Dolphins right now. We're making mistakes in all phases of football. Everywhere on that football field, we're making mistakes. And you can make mistakes in one area. Like, okay, your defense is doing bad today, but your offense is like firing on all cylinders and kind of can offset it. Your special teams is firing on all cylinders, and you can offset it. You know what I mean? So maybe you get a good kick return where you pin them deep inside their 10. Now you're giving your defense a chance, and it's like your defense is able to hold them up there for once, and then your offense comes out there and gets a short field and is able to put points on the board. And that's what I'm talking about, to where it's like you can win games where one area of the field might not be performing at its best. But when you have everyone not performing at their best, that is literally a recipe for failure, ladies and gentlemen. And that's where we are as Miami Dolphins fans. Like, Are we literally the worst team in the NFL, even though we have a win over the worst team in the NFL right now? The one winless team in the NFL is the one win that we have. And we still almost lost that game, ladies and gentlemen. Go back and watch it. Go back and watch it. Many chances we had to lose that game. The only difference is they make the same mistakes we do. And the only difference is they're younger than we are, if you look at it from a seasonal standpoint, right? Fresh coach, brand new coach, new GM, first year quarterback in that offense. Last year ran a different offense. The year before that was running a different offense. So, like, consider this guy a rookie. Not looking good for the Miami Dolphins. Definitely not. Why should they care? Organizational when we see in primetime games empty seats. Why should they care? As an organization, seeing empty seats? Well, I think Stephen Ross does care about seeing empty seats. That was one of the things that he said a couple games ago. The Thursday night game, going into the Thursday night game against Buffalo, one of the things that Stephen Ross had came out and said, he said that he wanted to be patient with Mike McDaniel. He said he'll be patient with Mike McDaniel as long as he doesn't see empty seats. As long as he's filling the stadium and he doesn't see empty seats, well, he'll be patient with Mike McDaniel. I guarantee you. And feel free to hop on up here if you want to. The link to join the chat is pinned to the top of the chat. You just got to subscribe, join our Discord, and you can hop in here and you can join us. But I guarantee you that next week, if there isn't some kind of drastic change over the next couple days, next week at home against the Chargers, that stadium is going to be pretty empty. You're going to see, all right, hold on. Let me rephrase that. You'll probably see a lot of Chargers fans there. There'll probably be more Chargers fans than there will be Dolphin fans. I'll be there with my family. We'll be there. We'll be getting loud. We'll be that 12th man on defense. You can check us out in section 349. I don't give up on my team no matter what, especially on game day. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to criticize the hell out of them, though, because there's a lot of things we got to do. We look like the worst team in the NFL, even though the record doesn't match it right now. You might as well put us ranked number 32. Because the pieces we have on our team, we should at least be just above 500 right now. We should at least be 3-2 right now. But we're not using the pieces properly. Or can we use the pieces properly, given the limitations that we have at quarterback? I'm sitting here watching other football games, watching these quarterbacks easily run for first downs, shouldering people to get a first down, getting back up with smiles on their faces. We can't do that watching Tua Tagovailoa. We can't do that. We're holding our breath. We're ready to catch our heart when it drops. When we see Tua scramble or take a hit or try to shoulder charge somebody for a first down. We're worried about having a heart attack. I'm pretty sure every section has a medic on standby for that moment when Tua takes a hit. Some person in the stands probably has a heart attack and needs help, needs assistance. We need assistance in section 347, please. They can't breathe. Tua just took a big hit. Might be out for the season. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying, like, those are the worries we have as Dolphin fans. No one wants to see anybody get injured on the field. But that's our reality as Dolphin fans. So are we limited because of that? I mean, yeah, we are. Tua was playing well. He was playing well. Don't get it wrong. But he can't win us the games. Hey, welcome in. Welcome in.
Yeah, no, no. I wanted to say that for a reason, and it always brings me to this question: what are the chances do you think there could be a relocation if nothing changes?
Like what?
Because
Like what do you mean
like
relocation? As in like the
like
team itself?
like we'll say like 10 years ago, right? When the Bills were going through their transition after the owner died. When our team wasn't winning, we weren't buying tickets. We weren't buying jerseys, we weren't buying anything, and that was the biggest threat was, for the organization to make the money that they need to. And another thing is stadium. They almost moved to, either Allen, Texas or Toronto.
I hear you. I hear you. The only difference, I think, the only difference between that is like we have an owner. Honestly, like I like Stephen Ross as our owner because he is doing a lot of things as far as the
Yeah.
community goes and like making the stadium better. He honestly makes more money outside of football. So like in a
Yeah,
sense,
but
I
but
can
ne
kind of
neither
I can
neither of our teams, even like Miami's, it's not Miami isn't a big, like, it's not a huge sports market. It's the same. Buffalo's not a huge sports market. It's very small. We're not like New York City or California or these other places.
Yeah, but Miami
Um,
is very diverse. And in that
yeah,
sense, like taking away the football team would not be a good idea. And I don't think Stephen Ross has that in mind because if it was going to
yeah,
happen, it would have happened like it would already be in the works and we would already know about it because when they first started doing the overseas games, they were actually talking about moving the Dolphins as one of the home teams because I don't know if you remember, but when they first started, the Miami Dolphins and the Jacksonville Jaguars were the two teams that
yeah.
were
But
always the home
yeah,
team.
yeah. Oh, the Jags would be one of the first ones you
The
would see do that
Jags
just
would
because of
be
their owner.
so, and not
Yeah,
only that, but the city of Jacksonville actually, like most of them that aren't into football, like hate the fact that that stadium is there. So
yeah. But they're
if
actually
any
getting
team
are
was
they,
going to get
so are they
relocated, it would be
redoing?
Jacksonville.
So are they building an entirely new stadium there, or is it just a remodel of the stadium that they already have?
Um,
Because they're getting something completely new, I know that, but I'm not sure if it's just a remodel or a completely brand new stadium.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd have to look into that. Welcome in, Kenneth. How you doing today?
What's up, bro? Same old, same old.
Oh man, I
But
know.
you have seen the stadium, right? Like, have you seen the art for it? Like, it's going to be like a clear dome on the top and everything. I don't know if you've already seen it.
No, I have not. I'll have to look into it. If you want to share, you
Yeah,
can share a picture of it in the Discord. We'll check it out.
yeah.
How you
Oh,
feeling
oh yeah.
today,
They already
Kenna?
have full renders and everything of it.
How you feeling today, Kenna?
Shit, I'm good. You know how y'all feeling about yesterday, but other than that, keep
Yesterday,
on trooping. You already know.
yesterday. So, what are your thoughts on yesterday? Like, my thoughts. I was already talking about it. Like, all phases of the ball, we're just failing to execute everywhere. And we can't win games when everyone is not executing.
Correct, correct. Like I agree with that wholeheartedly. But it's just to me. So okay, let's talk about defense before we even convert to the offense real quick. So when your middle linebacker is not doing what he's supposed to do, and he's supposed to be the primary point guard of the defense, then how can you really expect everybody else to be on the court? You know what I'm saying? And the fact that the secondary is shot like Jack Jones was holding all game.
Yeah, yeah, those penalties. We literally gave like there was what three penalties that gave them crucial first downs, right? And two of them were on Jack Jones. One of them was like at the end of the game too. That literally like
But see, they could have got Jack Jones on one that they let slide.
uh,
Like I just don't understand as a player when they could have got you. But see, this is what a problem what I have with you know certain organizations. But see, I just don't see many players going back looking at that tablet. I don't. Because if he would have went back and look at that tablet and clearly see that they could have caught him for holding, because even during the replay, he was still holding the dude till he went down to the ground. They just didn't call it on that play. It was who was the rookie receiver, number 4 for Carolina?
McMillan.
Yeah, McMillan. He was holding McMillan. He went up and he tried to get a
Yeah.
big catch, but he didn't because, Jack Jones was tugging his jersey down, and he continued to hold him all the way down to the ground, even through the road. And, just with little simple stuff like that they're not going back looking at during the game, that's a key problem that we're going to continue to have until we start doing that.
I think it's an NFL problem, not even just the Dolphins. Did you see? So I don't watch like Jets football at all. Like even when the Bills, like I won't even watch the game because there's really no point of how bad that team is. So yesterday they were showing clips of like Sauce Gardner getting killed the entire game. Have you seen how much like literally from when the guy leaves the line of scrimmage to the guy got to the end zone, Sauce Gardner is hanging on to the guy's jersey. It's bad, like crazy. Like
Well,
it's clear too.
I think that partly has to do with the fact that, like, remember last year, like, they were like, for the last 2 years they were calling calls like crazy, and the fans were bitching about it. People were bitching about it because it was like dragging games on. It was just like it was ruining football games, especially if you're watching them. So it's like, to an extent, I think they're trying to get it more. They're trying to be a little more lenient on it to like let the guys play, to where it's like, if it's not clear blatantly, like you're the reason he couldn't caught that, and it's more like, oh, it's just like handsy a little bit here and there. I think they're gonna let it slide.
Right. No, I ain't talking about that. I'm just talking about from a standpoint of going back, looking at the tablet and studying. That's what I'm talking about, the studying part, the type of effort you're gonna need in this league, the film part. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Just going back, looking at the film, playing more technically sound defense. You know what I'm saying? Just stuff like that, like, because a lot of things that Carolina did, the only thing they did was just stay in their lane and rush and shut down the run.
Yeah.
Like,
Kenna, you know what I think it all
lane.
comes down to at the end of the day is these kids they're not even learning how to tackle anymore. When you were like, did you guys ever play like little league or high school or any like to that level? What is the first thing your coaches have you do? We did tackle alley or Oklahoma drill. Those are the first things we did. We learned how to tackle safe. These kids aren't even learning how to tackle because they're coming from straight 7-on-7, just straight into pads, and they're not playing to hit anymore. We might as well go to flag football because that's what they're playing. Even though they're in pads, they're really not hitting.
Yeah, it's definitely a new world that we're definitely growing up in. I know for sure I'm teaching my son how to play some contact football, some real football, and I'm just glad. Like, I may not have anything to look forward to as a Dolphin fan this year, but my son's 6 years old, and he's actually watching football with me and asking questions and stuff. So
oh yeah, that's awesome.
That's what I'm looking forward to this year. It's like, but it just sucks because I'm trying to turn him into a Dolphin fan, and it's hard when we're not winning. He's already like, go Panthers yesterday. I'm like,
oh my god, no, don't do him that. Don't do him that dirty. That's even worse than being like, how many times have the Panthers been good?
Well, see, the sad thing is, Kat.
Welcome in, Liz. How you doing?
You ain't gonna have to, like, the more you sit there and watch Dolphin football with him, the more he gonna dislike the Dolphin football.
Yeah, no, I feel you, bro. I already lost one of my sons to another team. So like, our oldest son, he's 14 now, but he has a different dad, and his dad's a Bucks fan, and like, my son grew up a Dolphins fan. He has all kinds of Dolphins gear. Like, he was going to Dolphin games when he was young, and like, but then all of a sudden they got Brady and they won the Super Bowl, and like, the Dolphins were sucking that year, and he had his dad in his ear like, see, aren't the Bucks better? And now he's a Bucks fan. So it's like, oh, I already lost one. But it's cool. I appreciate it. I encourage it. I don't care like who they end up rooting for as
But
their
you know
football
what
team, as
also
long as they
brings
like
in
football.
fandom? It's not even just the teams. Like you become a fan because of certain players too, like who you're growing up watching.
Yeah, for sure. Like my daughter.
And that's a big thing. And like say if I'm growing up today and I see like a Buccaneers game and you see the dog and Baker, like him, like lowering his shoulder to hit like another player or something, like that's gonna make you become a fan. You know what I mean?
I asked my daughter, I was like, why did the Dolphins lose? And she said it was because we lost Tyreek. She said as soon as we lost Tyreek, we lost. That was her opinion on it.
That's that mental aspect of the game that she pointed out.
Yeah. Yeah. But, I mean, all in all, so where do you think we're at? Like, what do we need to do? Who needs...
But
do we need to
but
start firing people, Kenna?
I mean, I'm not really against firing people, but it got to be the right fire. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, as long as you don't make football decisions, you're gonna ultimately deal with this word called karma. And that's what I feel like that's what we're dealing with right now. Everything that we're dealing with is a lot of karma shit. Karma from, paying Tua that big healthy contract and not being able to, put money in on the defense as we should have. You know what I'm saying? Put money on the line as we should have, and letting these skill players, just find their way through seventh
Yep.
round picks, fifth round picks, sixth round picks. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, because
it's just
if you don't do that, you turn into the Cincinnati Bengals.
right. We built our team from the outside in, and the outside is being shattered, and we just crumbling inside.
All right,
So
let me ask you this then, Kenna and JC and Liz. Two is a given, right? Either way, we have to at least deal with him for the rest of this year. Maybe we don't necessarily have to
Yeah, because I
continue
think what
playing
is it?
him.
What's the dead cap hit next year? Is it 90 million or something crazy like that, right?
Yeah, but we could save like 23 million or so if we wait till a
You know
certain
what I
point.
think you guys should do? Get a lineman first round because there's going to be two linemen out of Utah. There's a tackle and there's the guard. They're projected top 10 picks. They're both elite. Who I would go for if you were to ask me, and then maybe later you could maybe get like a Taylor Green out of Arkansas. You can get somebody else that has the
what?
skill set.
Well, to do that, we got to get rid of a lot of these injury-prone players. Like that
Yeah,
should be the first move. Getting rid of injury-prone players because you don't want to bring none of that bad mojo back from the next year
yeah.
because,
So
well, like
so
you know,
what I'm hearing, Kenna, is since Jalen Phillips did just have a decent game, it's time to come off of him, right?
Oh yeah, he's
I
never gonna
mean,
like.
but see, that's the problem though. Every time a player has a game that they can build on, we feel like we should keep them. When in actuality, let them have another good game. Let them have another good game.
But
Go ahead and but
do you pay him the Greg Rousseau money? Because they're even in
no,
Buffalo, they're regretting that too now because
no,
he's
I ain't.
only had like other than yesterday, he's been horrible.
Well, I'm just trying to let him stack as many good games before the trade deadline, and
Yeah,
I'm moving off
yeah,
of him. That's
yep.
that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to increase his trade value right now because you're not going to get nowhere with Jalen Phillips right now. And, it seemed like every year to two he's going to be injured. Every
Correct.
1 or 2 years he's going to be injured.
Correct.
So
And
I will go ahead
unfortunately
and
that
move up
yeah.
off him.
Yeah,
Go
that's
ahead.
for sure.
And then I look at Chubb. I will go ahead and let him stack. Like, well, Chubb done had a sack in almost every game this year.
Yeah,
But at
Chubb's
the
been
end of the
balling
day,
out.
we're not going much. We're not going that far with him.
Yeah,
So
but look, if you're looking at Chubb from a money standpoint, I mean, he's pretty much towards the end of his career, right?
Yeah.
We can get him pretty cheap and just keep him to retire, and we have a veteran presence, right, for the new guys that we plan on
well,
bringing in.
well,
Well,
the problem with the
you need
go
another
ahead.
interior guy. I was gonna say you guys need another interior guy because for Grant, like I make fun of the pick all the time and Pete's stream and stuff like that, and I've been saying it all summer. Nobody wanted to believe me, and then when I came on, and then it ended up being true. You need to have him as like a rotational guy. He's not gonna
See,
be
and
your
and
every
and I
down guy.
yeah, and I gathered that when he was in Michigan, and the guy that
Yeah.
he was playing with went before him. You know, I gathered that. Yeah, I
He
knew
was
that.
with Mason Graham, and then the year before when they won the Natty, he had Mozzie Smith who was in front of him too. But
Yeah,
people overly drafted him because remember he had that one highlight where he chased down the running back. So they're like, "Oh my God, look at this freak of nature!"
right, right.
running back down the
Yeah,
field, and people
yeah.
get
See,
caught up
I
in it.
mean, I was always like that with Kenneth Grant. He was second tier to me anyway.
Yeah,
I'm
but
also
it's a
gonna be.
rotational guy like that. But that's how you have to build your D line. Like,
But
look at Philadelphia.
that's what I
Look
mean.
at
Yeah, that's what I mean by second tier. You know what I'm saying? Like he's
yeah.
gonna be a good rotational piece, but he's not your main piece you need to build around.
Or he could be like a good matchup against some, like look at like with Buffalo, right? Like we have as Panessa, we have Rousseau, we have all these guys, and we switch them out, and it's different each game. The light up Bosa, and the Eagles do the same thing with their defensive line. You know what I mean?
You got something to say, Liz?
Replacing Tyree.
It's a little hard to hear you. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
she's
I'm.
going in and out.
Yeah, she's going in and out. I'm gonna give the rookies some grace, honestly, this year. Obviously, we already know that, like, especially the defensive and the offensive line, like, it takes them a little bit to like get it together. And not only that, we're in a bad organization, and I don't think we have the proper coaches in place to be able to be coaching these guys. So it's like I feel like if we put some of our rookies in another organization, I feel like they would probably match
They could
their
develop
draft,
into actual
draft
something. Yeah.
potential. Yeah.
See, well, what you doing, Cat, is you ain't doing nothing but putting Grant in the same position you putting Chop in. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right, but let me ask you this, Kenna. Do you think if Chop was on another team, like let's say if he was on the Eagles or if he was on the Chiefs or like one of these championship teams,
No.
do
Well,
you
the
think
thing,
that he would be doing better, or do you think he would still be performing at a just an average or below average rate like he is right
he would
now?
be I mean, I think he would be the same way he is now because even with a good team, like is his pass rush because top specialty is supposed to be the pass rush. And as time going on right now, we are starting to see that even his pass rush is not a special power. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like for
and he came out
everybody for
undersized. We got to remember he was undersized as well.
not only because even who was that? Miles no, who was that
From the
he
Browns?
was no, not from the Browns. He played for the Jaguars. He was a undersized mid defensive lineman, and he
Oh,
didn't pay. I
are
can't.
you talking about the guy that was drafted super high from Bam? Was it Bama or Georgia?
I think somewhere up in there, yeah. But he was
Yeah. No, I know who you're talking about. Yeah. I forget his name. He was drafted the year before or something. He was like a top pick or whatever. And
yeah,
he,
and I see him and Chop in the same category. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not knocking him, but he could be used on one of those teams that you're talking about, Cat. But even when it's time for him to be used on one of those teams you're talking about, do you trust him enough to win his one-on-one battle with his pass rush?
and you remember they reached for him too. They picked him because he was like a guy that you could play on the like as like either an outside linebacker or you can play him at the edge. And then they
Yeah.
took him over Aiden Hutchinson. Aiden Hutchinson was like, oh shit, now I get to go back to Michigan. I get really developed.
Yeah,
So I
I don't
mean,
know,
yeah,
man.
to
Just kind of in my personal opinion, what I've been watching over the last couple of years, because it's been sort of the same coaching we've had, and we've seen good players come to this team and turn out to be mediocre or average at best. I mean, who was the last one
I
that we
agree.
just got rid of? Like Xavier Howard. Like
Yeah,
he
I
came
agree.
here, he was one of the best safeties in the league, best corners in the league, and then what did he do? He had one good year, and then from there it was just like he was just average or below average.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm looking at this, it's like, man, there's got to be something going wrong, like behind
Well,
the
have you
scenes,
guys
and that's
ever
got to
you
be
guys ever
coaching.
listened to
In
Robert?
my
Have you guys
opinion, it's
ever
got to be
listened to the
coaching.
podcast? Have you guys ever listened to the podcast Raw Room with
No.
Darren Bates and they have like another guy. He played corner for the Falcons when they lost 28. Of being up, and then they have another guy that was a starter offensive lineman. They got a pretty decently big podcast, and they always have like different guests that played in the NFL on their show. And one of the players was talking about going to Miami, and he was like, "Dude, it's hard to want to play football there." When the strip club down the street is louder than the practice.
Yeah, the life over there is crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
and to your point, Kat. I mean, I agree with you, man. I mean, we done had some players that move off to just be average and everything in the league, but they great while they here. And I mean, like you just said, a lot of it has to do with coaching.
Yeah, and
I
that's where I'm at. I feel like we have a couple coaches in our locker rooms that probably need to get replaced, and I don't think Mike McDaniel's one of them, to be honest. Like, I've been watching, like, I'm still on the boat where, like, yes, like, there is some adjustments and some things that he needs to work on, but, like, I would like to see him make a
yeah,
game plan for a different quarterback that has more skill sets than just timing and accuracy.
yeah, I agree with that too. I mean, I just don't see how, if moving off of Mike McDaniel is for the betterment of this team.
I mean,
Like even if we do move off of Mike, we still going to be in a what, 2 maybe 3 year plan on
yeah,
developing the team to the coach that we assign till he get his players so he can run his scheme. So I
yeah.
mean, if we're gonna
correct.
do that, we might as well just go ahead and continue to invest it
Look,
2 or 3 more years into Mike McDaniel and see what we can go from there.
Yeah,
look
I'm
at the
totally for
Lions.
that, but we
The
got to.
Lions went to top. How many first round picks? With Panay Sewell and all these guys before they became decent. They got lucky on a few hits too. They had on St. Ra, what, third or fourth
If
round,
you want my
but
honest opinion on that, JC, that whole thing got fixed when the Rams and the Lions traded quarterbacks. It seemed like as soon as that happened, it was like a flip of the
yeah,
switch, and the Lions were
yeah,
instantly better.
But see, it's like when you try to display that, a lot of people like to point out. But see, this is what I point out about our running game. To your point, Kat, to where it's just floppy shit. So we when we look at our running game right now, we talking about is good, right?
It can be. Has it been?
Right. So
I would say no. Like, especially during Carolina
right,
game, it was
right,
horrible.
right. It's always been horrible. It just showed hell of that game. And it's like when you look at A-Chain run, he is doing the same thing that Tua is supposed to be doing. He is, what's that word? Um, improvising. He's improvising.
Okay.
Because A-Chain doesn't every hole that he's supposed to go through, it's not there for him. So he has to improvise behind this line and make things work. So if we could look at A-Chain and rave how great of a player he is, while all at the same time not really sitting here and say, well, if he was to get a real good offensive line to run behind, imagine the damage this kid could do.
Well, there's a lot
You
of
know,
there's also a lot of haze around like A-Chain right now because it's like he is getting a lot of usage in the passing game, so it boosts his numbers and makes it look like he's doing a lot better. So there will be some casual fans out there thinking that the run game is good.
Well, I think because of his size, you have to use him that way just to be able to get him the ball on the out, like because he's got to go to the
facts,
outside. He's never going to be
facts.
the inside guy,
Yeah.
and sometimes you just can't get the ball to the running back just out of the backfield. You have to give him. It's the same thing with like a James Cook, right? He's
Right.
not gonna. He's not gonna do that. He's not. They're not Derrick Henrys. They're not your traditional backs.
Yeah, it's just when it comes time to be eight in the box, they're not going to be that much of a factor. Although I believe James Cook would succeed a little more than A-Chain, but it's just when it's 8 in the box and it's time to focus on the run game. We got a taste of it last week. We got a good taste of it last week. That's what we're gonna come to. Like that's what it's gonna come to right there. That's why I feel like that game, like everybody want to point out to how horrible everything else was collectively, which is true. But at the same time, how many attempts did we not get a first down after we put up the quick 17 points, the offense just spluttered. Because regardless of what
how
they
many
say,
3-and-outs, how many punts after?
yeah.
And then you can't blame the
that's
defense. The defense can't be on the field all game.
I was talking about
not only that. Go ahead.
I was talking about this on Pete's thing yesterday. Like they went out there and it seemed like Mike McDaniel drew up a perfect script for the first quarter of the game, and like the Dolphins went out there and they performed perfectly. But then the script ended and they had nothing.
Well, you know what happens?
They couldn't adjust.
Carolina makes the adjustments at halftime.
Correct. Carolina even before halftime. They didn't wait till halftime. They started making adjustments immediately. And then they slowly etched out a win, and it's like we handed them the win. We kept making defensive penalties that moved them down the field, and like they slowly like field goal here, field goal there. Here's a touchdown for you. Here's another field goal. Here's another touchdown. Like just slowly handed them the win.
Yeah, even if Tua could have amounted, like I mean, and I hate to keep saying Tua because I know it's collective, but at the end of the day, he does handle the ball the most. I don't care how quick he get it out of his hands.
And you're not wrong, Kenna. Like at the end of the day, we need a quarterback that we know can go out there and lead this team to a victory. And he had more than one chance during that Carolina game to do it. Multiple times in the fourth quarter. Let's forget about the other two quarters where they were fluttering. Multiple times in the fourth quarter late when the Carolina Panthers were coming back. Hell, we had two chances in the last 4 minutes. We went 3 and out and gave them the ball back. Like,
and they get mad when it was a minute and something left on fourth down, and Mike McDaniel punted it. Like, I understand why he punted it, man. He was tired of seeing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and we should have got that back. Mike McDaniel made the right call there by punting it because we had them. We used our 2 timeouts. They weren't going to get a first down, and then what did we do? We get a penalty, gives them a free first down. They're able to go into victory formation and end the game.
I mean, I just,
we could have got the ball back with no timeouts and a minute left on the clock and maybe got it into field goal range and tied the game and went into overtime. But no, that passing, was it a pass interference or a holding? I don't remember. But it was on that last drive. It was third down and we gave them a first down.
Yeah.
Off the penalty. But yeah,
I think it was a defensive holding, right? Yeah, defensive holding.
Yeah. I think it was holding, on Zach Ziller?
Yeah, it was on Ziller, yep.
Yep, it was holding on Zach. He tried to hold him so the linebacker can get through and make a play. Like, and that's another issue that arises too with the money decision. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand why you wanted to pay Zach. I understand it, but you ain't have to pay him that much. Mm-hmm. Like you really could have let him walk.
I mean,
but people want to keep those locker room guys.
Looking back at it now, you're right, Ken.
No, that's why I said I understand why you wanted to pay him. I understood why you wanted to pay him, but is having the locker room present that much important right now amongst a team that doesn't know its own identity?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not. You go ahead and you get rid of them and you bring the talent in. When you bring the talent in,
it's with every fan base too, Kenna. When people fall in love with players just because they like the player, but imagine they're on a real like Super Bowl contender. Is that player an elite player on that other team? That's the way. We look at somebody might like an offensive lineman, right?
I'll give you a perfect example. Like we can use the Miami Dolphins as a perfect example. If you think if you think Patrick Mahomes can come over here and do the things that he does in Kansas City, you're out of your damn mind, bro.
Oh no! I'm not saying that. No,
No.
I'm saying it's in a way is like
He will set the trend
like
into moving
like
it
you
in the
put
right
Steeler.
direction.
Say you put Sealer on another team. Is Sealer a rotational guy or is he a starter? Because the Ravens got rid of him, wasn't he? I think he was with the Ravens for. I know he's with the Saints.
Yeah, but
and they got rid of him.
Sealer also
you know?
has like a one in a million story too. He came into the NFL, not even going through college, like working at Home Depot.
Yeah.
Like,
There's
he's a completely different story compared to like a lot of these other guys.
But you only take those story players like that when your team is equipped to handle a story player like that.
Yeah, no, totally, 100%, kind of facts, as they would say in the chat.
Yeah.
But what I was saying when you hopped in, JC, we were talking about filling the seats and stuff. So it's like if we go in there and we don't make any kind of drastic moves going into this Chargers game, we know that we're gonna go out there with Tua Tagovailoa as start and like everything else the same the way it is. I guarantee you, there's gonna be a lot of Dolphin fans not showing up, and yeah, there'll be empty seats.
Is that game in Miami or is it in LA? It is in Miami.
It's in Miami.
Oh, okay, got it.
It's in Miami.
It's gonna be a bunch of Chargers in the stands.
No, because I'll tell you this: because if it was in LA. There's not even going to be charge. Did you see that last like San Fran game with LA, the Rams that just happened?
No, that was
the seat. It was all red. That stadium was all red. There is no Rams fans.
But yeah. So I think the only way that they're going to fill the seats, like I'm sure if Zach Wilson comes out on Wednesday and does our presser as our quarterback, there would be people in the seats. People would give it a chance again. But if it's Tua,
that's what I was just about to say. At this point, I'm not even. I would just, if I was Mike McDaniel, I would go ahead and make that adjustment.
Might as well. I mean, you go to Rick Ross. I mean, I said you go to Rick Ross. we'll stick with that. Mike McDaniel and his drug dealer ass needs to go up to Rick Ross and be like, "Look, bro, it ain't looking good. I understand we paid Tua a lot of fucking money, but you told me you don't want empty seats. And if we keep rolling Tua out there, guess what? You're going to have empty seats next Sunday. But if we roll Zach Wilson out there, if we roll Zach Wilson out there, you might be able to fill some seats and we can maybe muster together a couple wins here and there. What do you say, Rick Ross? That's what I say.
Yeah. It would. But see, that's the thing, though, man. Ross need to quit looking at the money with this and look at the
team,
the true nature of the sport. Yeah,
right. Yeah,
because once you get the winning, it's gonna bring the money.
Oh yeah, more money will come. Like people will travel here. People will travel to Miami to come to the games. More people will travel to Miami. More people will want to book rooms at the Hard Rock Hotel. Then they're going to book rooms for the weekend because they're going to be going to parties and they're going to want to celebrate and they're going to want to chill at the casinos. You know what I mean? Yes.
Not only that, you get more primetime games. You get more TV time. That's bringing in more, like you just saying, more fans. You know, like.
That's why the NFL, they need to force these guys to be football guys. Like, we can all hate on Jerry Jones all we want, though. He played like at Arkansas. I think was it at Arkansas? He teamed with Jimmy Johnson. They literally played on the same team.
That Micah Parsons move is not looking to be that bad of a move for the Cowboys right now.
No, they got a lot.
It never was. It never was.
No,
because
I'm
tell me this:
Kenna.
As great as a player as Michael Parsons is, was they ever going to win a Super Bowl with him?
Nah.
So what you do, you get your assets. And that was
similar. Look at T.J. Watt's stats in the playoffs. Tell me T.J. Watt's stats in the playoffs. How many? What is it? He's got like one sack in like the past. How many playoff games that he's been in?
I mean, but
imagine what they got for Micah.
That's because they don't vote T.J. Watt out throughout the season.
Yeah.
I mean,
even Hendrickson. I don't think Hendrickson's great. If I'm the Bengals, I'm moving on from Hendrickson.
Bengals got bigger problems than Hendrickson right now.
You should imagine the haul. We saw the haul that they got for Parsons. Imagine the haul you could get for Myles Garrett.
Man,
And be asking for like 6 first-round picks for Myles Garrett. You don't think some team will pay that? They sure would, because he's a change. Like, you watch him off the edge, nobody touches Garrett.
No, Myles Garrett's a game changer for sure.
Yeah.
I would take Garrett over Parsons.
Philly would give up a lot for Myles Garrett.
At least for another year or two.
Oh yeah.
Maybe in,
there's Philly fans that want to be off Hurts. That's why they keep Tanner McKee.
Mm-hmm.
So
the organization actually
have
loves
you guys,
Tanner McKee.
Have you guys checked out any of the pressers from yesterday?
No.
Nah, I just looked at Mike McDaniels from today.
All right, I got.
Did he say a lot, or was it a bunch of ums and uhs and?
There's always a bunch of uhs and ums, but if you sit
to
there and
win
you
the
listen
game,
to it,
you can't lose the game to win the game.
But see, I like that quote though. I like that quote. You got to be in the game to win the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's funny. I mean, what do EA Sports say all the time? It's in the game.
Yeah.
And you grew up off of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, I mean, but see, that's why I be saying, like, if you listen to Mike McDaniel, I know it'd be a bunch of word salad, but if you can listen to him, he telling you what's up.
He did. And I get where the ums come from, because when he's a Yale graduate, so he is pretty smart, and sometimes when you have
he's messing with the media.
No,
he's not
messing
stupid
with them. It's just like he knows that he has to speak a different language than what he's normally used to speaking. So he's thinking of how to phrase it so that you understand it, and he doesn't phrase it like you're speaking to a doctor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
look at Belichick for all those years.
I'm gonna roll up the Tua presser real quick. We're gonna run through it and see what he had to say. I haven't listened to it yet either. So.
Me neither. Oh, that'd be good.
So let's listen to what Tua had to say yesterday after the game.
Tua, what happened that got this offense stagnant after a hot start?
I think as we went in and we were trying to get things going in the second half. We had some penalties that on some plays to where we could get back into our flow that got called back. And then as we were trying to run the ball, to open some things up, we just weren't executing in that aspect of it. And so when you try to do what you say you're going to come out and do, and it's not working, now we got to adjust. And so I think that was the process for us as we were trying to maneuver through what
does it work like
StreamYard,
like on Discord,
as
the same way,
as the Panthers were scoring.
This is a tough loss. When you capsulized it, you came out on fire, moving the ball, 5 punts, then you get a touchdown. How do you wrap your arms around that type of a football game?
I think you got to look at it for what it is. You got to look at it.
Well, damn! If y'all can't hear it. It was on the YouTube.
Yeah.
You could hear it if you're on the YouTube, but I don't know why you guys can't.
We'd probably have to switch. But I'm on here on the phone. I would have to pull it up on another device.
I'm trying to figure out why it's not playing. Well, I figured out. You can continue talking. I'm gonna try and figure out why you guys can't hear it.
Or do I hit watch stream on the screen? Is that what we have to do?
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, that's probably what it is.
Yeah, you can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I think maybe that's what it is. We have to just pull up your, where it says watch stream, and then we can, I see your screen.
Okay, got you, yeah. All right, so I'm
gonna... that's how we have to do it.
Now,
All right, so I'm going to restart it then.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Tua, what happened that got this offense?
Yeah, I can hear it now.
I think as we went in and we were trying to get things going in the second half, we had some penalties that on some plays to where we could get back into our flow that got called back. And then as we were trying to run the ball, to open some things up, we just weren't executing in that aspect of it. And so when you try to do what you say you're going to come out and do, and it's not working, now we got to adjust. And so I think that was the process for us as we were trying to maneuver through what we wanted to do then. as as the Panthers were scoring.
This is a tough loss. When you capsulized it, you came out on fire, moving the ball, 5 punts, then you get a touchdown. How do you wrap your arms around that type of a football game?
I think you got to look at it for what it is. You got to look at it from the lens of your side of the ball first, before you can look at the team in general. I know the defense doesn't want to give up those points. Special teams, I know they want to be better with the penalties. And then offense, having those opportunities to go down and score, and having the amount of 3 and outs that we had when we had those opportunities from our defense, that's why it's a team sport. When they give us that opportunity, we got to capitalize. And when we don't, it's the NFL. And you see what can happen.
So you came out and Darren Waller, big plays, getting the tight end down the middle of the field, and things were clicking. And then all of a sudden, the middle of the field kind of closed down. Mm-hmm. What were they able to do to take that away?
I think what they were doing was, within their quarters, they were just stacking that middle. And then they were getting some depth as well with their linebackers, allowing for us not to have those plays. Or if we were allowed to, it would have to be a perfect ball. And a certain person would have to be in those areas as well, a bigger body for...
A certain person would have to be in that area. I wonder who he's talking about there.
Darren Waller.
Darren Waller. And,
so he's saying, he's saying you need Tyreek to pull away from Waller to get him the ball.
Yeah, it kind of sounded like what he was saying. I want to know why we stopped going to Waller. We'll talk about that after it's over with, but I definitely want to hit on the Waller thing.
He mentioned that. He mentioned that in the presser today too.
For a catch like that, but they were getting some depth, and we just had to check it down.
And so the running game wasn't what it's been in the last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Was it something they did? Was it schematics, or was it just people not getting their blocks, or people letting guys off? What? I mean, you're right in the middle of it, so.
For sure. I think it's one of those where, as we're looking at the iPad, hard to gauge, hard to tell. You can ask the question to the lineman, you can ask the question to the running back, what he's seen, but got to watch the film, and the film will tell the truth for what we did, what we need to do better, and how we can move forward from a performance like that.
So you're 1-4. You got the Chargers coming. This game is going to be hard to digest, hard to get over.
Yep.
Can you get ready and be able to give enough effort next Sunday on what's going to be a bad week?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I am 100% showing up, getting myself ready, getting the guys that are going to be in the game as ready as possible for us to give us a chance to go out there, score, do what we need to do to help us win a ball game.
What are your feelings toward this season right now as it stands at 1-4?
Tough. It's tough. No one wants to start the season 1-4. It's not like our team goes out there and we want to give up this, or we want to not convert our third downs in the second half. There's just so many things that go into it, and we got to figure this out. We got to figure this out now. This feeling sucks. It's not a good feeling.
Nails? Early on, what was working with Waller, when you guys were flowing on offense?
Well, when we were flowing, we got to get a gauge on what they wanted to do defensively. And then second half, they made some really good halftime adjustments, with what they wanted to do on third down versus us, and kind of keeping us off the field and not converting.
I'm sorry if you've already been asked.
You good?
You feel
You all right?
Yeah, I appreciate you.
What happened?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, okay, got you. Perfect. No, you're good, brother. Yeah. Hey, understandable.
But did it feel like there's a sense of maybe getting too comfortable there after that 17-0 run to start the game?
I would say I didn't sense that feel from the guys. But we'll look at the film and we'll see and get a better gauge on, we can say one thing, but is our play doing the other? So we'll look at that, we'll talk about that, and we'll address it.
So.
The Kia K4 and K5. The next movement for innovation. And the next movement for acceleration.
So what do you think about that? What he had to
Kia.
say.
Movement that inspires.
Pause that shit.
Self-deflecting.
Yeah, blaming the offense and the offensive line a lot without coming out and blatantly saying it. You know what I mean? It's what the beginning parts I got from it was like, oh, we couldn't get the run game going. There were no holes open, yada, yada.
For him to say, what did he say? Like, for him to try to sound frustrated, that's what got me. Like, did y'all catch that? He tried to sound frustrated, but he really didn't sound frustrated. It sounded like, whatever.
Yeah, like he was kind of just. Yes, I get what you're saying, Kenna. Yeah, he was kind of like, oh yeah, I'm.
Like, you got a freaking man. Yeah, bro, you wasn't upset. You don't give a damn. You about to go home and lay up with your wife and say, fuck this.
You'll be on that yacht drinking the Bud Lights.
100%.
Yeah.
He's gonna be 100% bought in a 12-pack of Bud Lights with his feet kicked up.
Yeah.
That doesn't give me any confidence going into next week. Like he didn't give me any confidence that, like, he couldn't even answer the question. Like when the one of the last questions the dude was like, "Oh, do you think the guys got comfortable?" He kind of like. It kind of like dawned on him at that moment, like, damn, is that what happened? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, maybe. You know, like, he didn't know how to answer that question. He was like dumbfounded, like, you know, maybe there is, but I can't say that.
Right. Yeah. Or he was probably like, damn, y'all noticed it?
So, but Darren Waller.
Go ahead.
Darren Waller, we were using him. He was eating it up. He was feasting in the first quarter. I don't know why we stopped it. I heard at one point during the game, I heard the announcers say that he was on a pitch count. But at a certain point like this, he looked like he could have pitch counted all fucking day long. Why didn't we keep using him?
Yeah, and in the presser, what Mike was saying today, he was pretty much confirming he was on a pitch count. You know, Mike trying to bring him along, but he's trying to do it slowly to the point to where he doesn't have no long-term effect on him mid-season. That's what he was saying. You know, I mean, which is kind of, you know, asinine, because it's like, damn, if he balling in the game, why don't you just leave him in? But then again, you know, like Tua just said, you know, they was making adjustments, doing things. Oh, even if he was in there, who's to say Tua would have probably looked this way?
He said,
because how many years is left on Waller's deal? Was it just like when you traded for him? Did he just have a year left off that Giants deal?
I'm pretty sure it was just a year that we signed him for.
Yeah. Because I think if he wants to play, I think he wants to play for another big like if he feels like he has another couple of years, like he's just not going to want to retire just because like how he did with the Giants, because the Giants were just horrible, you know. So he was just like he was done.
Well, I think.
I already got the gist.
I think the Giants were trying to use him wrong, and he didn't want to be utilized how they were using him, and that's why he quit.
Well, in this offense, Darren Waller ain't gonna be nothing but another Mike Gesicki. Like it also in that press conference with what Mike McDaniel was saying was it could have been certain plays that he was in there, especially from Tua being up under the center, but it just wasn't. I guess it just wasn't there. You know, that was kind of telling me Darren Waller gonna do the same thing over here. He's not gonna want to run block. The guy don't want to run block, and if he don't want to run block, he ain't doing nothing but telling the tale of what the offense is going to be.
And that's how most teams run it now, and that's how the NFL works now. Usually, when you're under the center, it's going to be a run. If you're in the shotgun, it's most likely going to be a pass.
Hey, Kenna, by week 10, if that's the case, Darren Waller is going to be joining the set with Teron Armstead. We're going to have 2 retired Dolphin players on a podcast together.
Xavier Howard's going to be the third on there.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, forgot about him. I can't believe Xavier Howard retired in all Dolphin gear.
It was, I guess it was like him missing his kids or something like that. It was something to do with like being homesick. That's why he retired.
Well, I'm just saying, like, when he put out his announcement and stuff, he did it like all dolphined up. Like he did like the Dolphin uniform and stuff.
Man, that's where it's hard at, yo. Chris Griffin fucked up for not bringing that man back, knowing damn well we needed some damn cornerback.
Oh yeah, we should.
Now I don't know how much of a difference he would have been doing than Rashul Douglas, but I mean, what Rashul Douglas was doing yesterday, man, that was just horrible, yo.
Yeah.
I unfortunately had to watch the game on my phone because I don't have Fox, and I'm like, I had to download NFL Plus, and I was like, only can get it on my phone. I'm like,
yeah.
Well, I watched it on my tablet yesterday. I couldn't watch it. I was at work.
A tablet would have been a little bit better. At least it's like 10-inch screen. You know what I mean?
I'm still using. They thought they shut down Stream East. I'm still using it.
Well, I have all the streaming platforms because I got kids.
Because I watch I ain't paying, dude, was the UFC prices and all those other boxing like all that stuff. No, I ain't doing it. It'd be too expensive.
Oh yeah, that shit's crazy. So
shit, I've been looking for something so I can watch some college football, man. My old streaming I used to have what's
YouTube,
that, Doofu or Dorfman?
YouTube. They always got the college games on. So there's always somebody streaming them. No, it's somebody from like another country. They're always streaming them, like Colorado games, all of them. They're always on YouTube.
Yeah, and
matter of fact, you're right. I do. Yeah, I'll be seeing it.
I guarantee you, by next year, there will be actual NFL games streamed on YouTube regularly as well. I think what they're working. I think what the YouTube is working on doing with the NFL is like having specific streamers that represent their team, and they'll be allowed to stream the games live on YouTube for viewers.
Yeah.
See.
So if it becomes up to a vote, y'all got to make sure y'all vote for me, bro. I'm the best live stream play-by-play reaction you can watch on YouTube. I fucking promise you. I break helmets.
But Kenna, you know what a lot of people do too? So they'll start streaming it, and you got to get there like ahead of time. And just so YouTube don't take their stuff down, they'll change their title, private their thing real quick, and everything like that, so people can still watch the games. Like the smart ones do that. Yeah, so they'll get copyrighted. Yeah.
So we got to start using Olive Garden better. Kenna, like we have to start using Olive Garden better. Mike McDaniel is pretty much putting a bullseye on Ollie Gordon by putting him out there and only using him when he puts him out there. You know what I mean? Like we got to start sprinkling. You didn't know who I was talking about because like Olive Garden used to serve all you can eat truck sticks, hit sticks.
Yeah. Okay.
But he's got to start putting him out there more when he's not using him, because like even in Carolina, he put him out there every time, but every time he put him out there, he used him, and it was a rush, and he would get stuffed, you know. So it's kind of like.
Well, what did he end with? Was it -3 yards that he ended with?
Yeah, it was not pretty.
Yeah. Well, I think they really see. I think they put Ollie Gordon in a spot that they wasn't ready for. You know what I'm saying? Like, as horrible as that offensive line is, you know, when you put a big back in there, the way that Carolina Panthers defense stink, they automatically know you're going to them. You know what I'm saying? Because that Carolina Panthers defense is based on a punch you in the mouth attitude. You know what I mean? So,
well, I'm
so
going back. I'm going back to the Jets game too. The same thing happened in the Jets game. Like he was using him the same way. He wasn't bringing him in for just plays for where he's on the field. He was bringing him in to use him, and the Jets were able to snuff it out by the end of the game as well. Because in the beginning, Ollie Gordon was getting some runs against the Jets, but then by the fourth quarter, it was like, oh, Ollie's in. It's a run to Ollie. Clear him out.
Well, that's where he need to go ahead and give the starting role to Ollie and use A-Chain as a gadget player. You know, like, because, I mean, every time you just going to tip your hand every time you bring him out.
Yeah.
Same way with Darren Waller. You know, you about to tip your hand every time you bring Darren Waller out because the guy don't want to pass block, yo. If he come in and he have to block for a screen, like, on 2-3 drive, that dude gonna be made.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if he wants the touchdowns, he's gonna have to learn that that's what he's gonna have to do, or else he's not gonna be able to get those touchdowns because defenses are gonna hone in on him. They're gonna be like, Darren Waller's out here, put 2 guys on him, you know, make sure he doesn't get the ball.
Thanks, I agree, but that's what I got from the press conference from Mike McDaniel. Like, y'all can watch it and tell me if y'all got the same thing. But, you know, that's what I kind of got. It was 21 minutes long, though.
Yeah, I'll check it out later when I got to take my kids to the store.
Shit, even speaking on the Eagles, how long do you think A.J. Brown and what's it called? They're going to want to continue to do the same thing. They're not getting the ball.
A.J. Brown is getting
but if
the
they
ball.
keep winning,
he's not getting the ball. Like,
yeah, but they don't care about that. Since they won a Super Bowl, to them it's all about statistics.
A.J. Brown has 38 targets on the year so far. It's not Jalen Hurts' fault that he's only caught 50% of them. I mean, he's throwing the ball.
Yeah.
Like, the ball's
I think AJ wants to end up in New England. I think that's where he really wants to be. And he said it multiple times. Like, that was his favorite team growing up. He loves Vrabel.
I don't see A.J. Brown coming off the Philly, not this year anyways.
No, and it would be too much of a hit for them too. Like that dead money would be way too much.
Maybe in the offseason they come off of him, but I don't see him coming off of him this season, especially when they're working on making a repeat for the Super Bowl. They're gonna need a guy like A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
And I feel like if they do win another one, AJ gonna stay.
Oh yeah, for sure. 2 in a row. That's 3 in 5 years. Go for
I don't care.
Yeah, like
yeah.
I'm sorry. I love my team to death, but I'm gonna stick here for a 3rd Super Bowl. New England can wait for my bum year when I'm like super down.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like I'm gonna make a difference for them anyways. Although I'm not gonna lie, the way Drake Maye is looking right now, like fucking A.J. Brown.
But we found out the recipe on how to beat him later on in the game.
Well, too bad.
As long as you don't get him to you can't let him get to the outside.
Oh, speaking of that, let's go ahead, Liz, Kenna. Since we got our Bills fan here, let's go ahead and pop our champagne. We're still the only undefeated team in the league, in the NFL.
Yeah.
Let's pop that champagne.
Oh my.
Yeah. Yeah, we can hang our hat on that, I guess.
That game was so irritating though, with the penalties on both sides, and not even just the Bills, but I even felt bad even for like the Patriots. Everything was called last night. It was hard to watch, and especially having to stay up to midnight to watch that.
Yeah, I called that though. It's a divisional game. Vrabel.
It happens. We've lost to the Jets when they had Zach Wilson.
Well, I was just
looking,
at the games previous too. It's like you guys barely beat the Dolphins. You guys barely beat the Saints. It's like the Patriots are like looking like they're getting their shit together over there. Like their defense looks pretty good. Their offense.
And the way I look at it, say you even get to the point of being undefeated, right? People are going to have that expectation. Oh, could they go undefeated the whole year? No, and not in today's league. That'll never happen in today's league. I don't think we'll ever see that. That record won't ever be broken again.
No, if it happens, it's because like it's because the people that make the schedule like schedule it for somebody for it to happen. Like it would literally.
But
like,
my thing is the athletes in today's game are just too good, and it's what you got to go basically 20-0 right now to.
Yeah, you would need to go 20-0 for sure.
Yeah, no, it's not going to happen.
That's a big jump from going 17-0. Like,
and you got to take fact in injuries. There's so many different factors.
Yeah, extended season. That's the main thing right there. The extended season,
and it might even get longer here in the next couple of years.
Even the athletes, even the athletes today, like everybody in the NFL is like elite now compared to that. They're all people like to make the like can the best team in college beat the worst team in the NFL? No, people need to realize everybody in the NFL was an All-American. Whether they were played for a good school or not, they're all elite talents.
I don't know, bro. If we played the Hurricanes tomorrow, I think the Hurricanes will whoop our ass.
No, you beat the Hurricanes by 100.
I don't know. I'd have to see that.
Dude, you got it. Like the Hurricanes' best players, like they have the one kid Bane, but he's not better than an NFL tackle right now. He's just not. You have a really good. You have Mayaga or whatever. What's his name? The offensive lineman, the Poly kid on the Hurricanes. You have him, C.J. Daniels, but he's not going to beat like a NFL talent. Not right now. Like they haven't even played that speed yet. Look at Travis Hunter.
Kenna, you see the image I got up on my YouTube?
Which one? Nah,
if you're looking at the stream, I got an image up there.
Even people were saying Carson Beck couldn't play. Remember last year people were saying Carson Beck couldn't even play in the SEC.
Oh, you ready to see Zach Wilson?
I'm ready to see something different. TD is too, man. He said, "Help."
The Dolphins would beat the Hurricanes by 100, and I'd put everything on that. Like that would be and I would play that money line.
Yeah.
Dude, the Dolphins put 70 on the Denver Broncos. You don't think
the worst team in the NFL would trash the best team in the in college?
Oh yeah, easily. They'll even say it. They're like, you could have took that 0-16 Cleveland Browns team. They're beating Alabama.
Yeah,
for sure. All right.
Because you got to remember, everybody in that NFL team made the NFL. Maybe 2 or 3 players on a college team actually gets to even start in the NFL. You know what I mean? Like it's too hard. It's a different game.
Yeah, I think they need to go ahead and give some of the power back to the defense, though.
But you guys know they used to do that, right? Back in the day, they used to actually have the college play the NFL. They used to actually do that. Yeah, they actually used. I think the last time they did was like the late 70s. But yeah, they used to have the college all-stars play an NFL team.
Yeah. But yeah, I think they need to give some of the power back to the defense. Like just I mean, and I understand it's for points and views and shit, but this all offense football is nerve-wracking. What's the point of even playing defense? These motherfuckers might as well play flag football.
I know, you can barely.
You can't do nothing. You can't even hit. No, you can't hit nobody. You can't even hit anybody.
Yeah.
I know, and it's like sometimes too, like you'll get penalties, like they'll call the penalties because you're already in motion. It's like you can't stop your motion, but like on quarterback.
You guys remember how Ryan Clark?
Like that.
You guys remember how Ryan Clark?
Remember like that one that Tua got last week from that slide when he slid late and the dude was already in the air, but he still made contact. It's like, bro, that guy can't control it, but he still got called on it.
Yeah, well, he didn't get that call last week. He tried to, but he didn't get it last week.
You're talking about this past week against Carolina, right?
Yeah, well, yesterday.
Yeah. Go ahead, JC. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab a drink.
No, but I was gonna say, like, you guys remember how Ryan Clark used to hit people in the secondary? You know, like, imagine you do that today. This man's suspended every single game. Imagine Avantez Perfect.
Right? Yeah, they do. It's too much. And this what make what Dan Marino did back in the day so special. Like the rules, like a lot of people don't take the rules into account nowadays.
No.
Dan Marino would easily play. Prime Dan Marino would easily play as for a good 6, maybe 7,000 yards in a year in today's league.
Some of them were doing that though when they had that other league. What was it, the AFL? It was called. Like Jim Kelly was in there. Like he played for I think it was like Houston. He was throwing up numbers before he joined the NFL, but it's a totally different game. It's a different game. But back then, you know, I felt like the game was more fun when you actually got to see those running backs. So, like, even seeing like LaDainian Tomlinson, you know, Barry Sanders, all these guys.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like the game when it too.
How do we get back to that?
Emmitt Smith's record we'll never see touched again.
Nah.
How do we get back to that type of football?
It's coming. It's coming slowly.
You got to get another player like Cam Scatterbo, get a big fullback, run I formation, and then just eat up these defensives. That's what I've said on Pete's channel like a while ago. I'm like, you get like a Mike Allstott, like you get or a Neil Tomlinson backfield, just run the ball.
Get you a heavy call offensive lineman. Just get you some big bulldozers up front, and just run it down everybody's throat.
Have you guys been watching college lately? Like, have you seen what Alabama's been doing with their tackle, Caden Proctor? They've been throwing him screen passes and everything lately.
I haven't been able to watch any college.
Yeah, dude.
I'm going to be watching some Hurricanes football this year since our Dolphins they're not going to be exciting. I will be watching some Hurricanes football this year for sure.
I'm kind of sad though. Hurricanes don't have Georgia Tech on their schedule this year though. I think Georgia Tech would be like a really good matchup versus the Hurricanes.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. I'd be one of those casual fans that think the Hurricanes are just going to whoop everybody because they're the Canes.
Yeah. Well, Georgia Tech's been upsetting like a bunch of people, like because they run that weird offense like that, you know, that like wishbone multiple, you know, they just run the ball even with their quarterback. They just run it. They might pass 10 times a game.
Oh, that's
but they have a really skilled. Yeah.
In the history of Georgia Tech, they always been like that though.
Yeah, they've always them and Army. Like I think Navy does it too. Like there's like 3 or 4 schools that always just run that same offense. Yep.
Hey guys, Pete's on.
Yeah, I saw the notification earlier.
Yeah, I seen he came on. We'll be jumping off of here soon. I still got other things to do anyway. So Kenna, have you put some thoughts together on like what you want to do for a show? Like
yeah. I mean, I've been thinking, but I mean, I'm kind of just wanting to like the pregame shows. I want to, you know, like the back, like I got the way I envision it, like the background, like some highlights going on. You know what I'm saying? Some statisticals put up. You know, just like kind of like everybody else do, keys to victory and whatnot. But I just feel like the way that I look at the game is kind of like in a different aspects of what a lot of people look at it. You know, I've been kind of hitting on a lot of things this year. What's been going on with the season and whatnot. So, I mean, yeah, I got a couple ideas that you know that I want to try to do. You know, I also want to you know, try to get to the point to where we could just like had a history of this team going on or something, you know. I want to come to training camps, you know. I mean, it's probably some of the same shit you trying to do too.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to work with you, man. We got to work together, right?
Are those
So
training
here's
camps expensive out there?
No, they're free.
To go to? Oh, they are free. Yeah,
Yeah, they're free.
Okay.
So I know tomorrow night I'm every Tuesday night I have a weekly fantasy football show where I let people know who to start, who to sit, waiver wire pickups, things like that. I also talk about parlays and bets. That's on Tuesday nights. Monday mornings, me and my buddy, he's a Jets fan, we run End Zone to End Zone, our show called End Zone to End Zone, basically where we recap the previous week's games. I don't know if y'all can hear my kids arguing in the background or not, but that's
fine.
life as a parent.
Yeah, we hear.
So we do our show End Zone to End Zone every Monday morning, where we recap the week before of football, and we also put out our weekly picks for the next week. So if you want, you can join us next Sunday. We do it right here on Discord in the same channel, or you can join us next Monday. And that way you can kind of get some experience in, get some work in, like getting the flow, getting the idea of how to like run something like that.
I mean, I'm with it. I mean, Sundays I go do some work at the coach. So, after the game, about 5:30, 6 o'clock, I'll be back at home.
No,
I'll be free around 7, getting settled and whatnot.
We do the shows Monday mornings. So like
Monday mornings?
Yeah, so like this morning we did it.
Okay, yeah. See, Monday mornings I'll be at work.
Okay. All right, well we'll figure out something.
What time Monday morning?
Well, this morning we started late because I had something to do this morning, so we didn't start till 11. But usually we try to start around 8:30.
Okay. Yeah. So how long you plan on doing the shows? Because, at work I could squeeze some time in, but it'd be kind of hard.
Usually it just depends. Usually lasts an hour, sometimes 2 hours. Depends on how much we banter and bullshit. Because we're comedic sometimes. We like to have fun with it. And we get off topic. We start talking about things.
Right.
So kind of just depends on how exciting the weekend
Well,
is.
on Friday. Right. So on Fridays I'll be free at 11. I'll be off of work at 10 and whatnot. So, Fridays is when I'm like free early in the morning type deal like that. So if not join you on that Monday morning thing, if you want to try to get something popping for like a pre-matchup show together, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we can do that. Like Friday evening. Do like a pregame. We'll figure out like a pregame type.
Yeah, pregame matchup.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because I have noticed around that 12, 1 o'clock area on a Friday, it ain't really many people on like that.
Yeah, well, that's also because there ain't many people watching either.
Facts.
I wonder whatever happened to all the people that used to watch the Dolphins content in the morning. Like, I remember when Stephen D used to have that Miami sports music show like 2 years ago. It used to be popping in the mornings. I used to love listening to those, like everybody arguing.
And that's
and something like that'd be hot too.
That's just because like there's so many of them now, JC, that they're all spread out. So it seems like there's less, but really there's more.
Yeah,
it's just that there's more areas for them to hang out. It's like
back
in the day there used to be one club to go to. It's like now there's 20 clubs to go to. So it's like
you can really find.
I used to laugh at that shit. It'd be like Pete getting banned every 2 seconds. Somebody donating $100 get Pete out. Yeah, them shows used to be so crazy.
But yeah, Ken, I'll keep contact with you in the Discord, man. We'll definitely link up and we'll get something going together.
Yeah.
That way
I'll catch you boys. It was fun talking to everybody.
Yeah, I'm
gonna jump out of here.
All right, bro.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Take it easy, JC. We'll see you next time.
Yep.
All right, bro.
But yeah, we'll definitely get something together for sure. That way we can get both of our channels kicked up and going.
Yeah.
Shorts
Yeah,
too, man. Like
that was a
one thing.
was a little
Go ahead. I was gonna tell you one thing that you should be doing is go ahead and just start making shorts, bro. Just like sit in your car before or after work or on your lunch break or something. Just like make a short about your thoughts at that moment and put it out there. And you never know, man. Any short you could put out there.
I've been yeah.
Any short you put out there could be
Yeah, I've been right. I've been making stuff, but I just ain't put it out there, right? I start editing and doing what I do, and then I just close it all out and go back to work and this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's mean because I need to go and put them out there and whatnot.
I got you. I need to go deal with my kids. I'll probably catch you over on Pete's channel at some point later, right?
Yeah. I'll probably head over there soon as we get off here.
All right. Well, I appreciate you stopping by, man. We'll talk more Dolphins for sure, and we'll definitely hook up for a stream.
All right. Yep.
All right. Peace out.
All right. Yep.